Irene.
Hi.
Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. We don't really know each other. I just found you on Instagram, and you are a...
Well, we have a friend in common that introduces us. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that was another Instagram friend that I never really saw in real life.
Instagram things.
I love that.
Content creator things.
Yeah, and you get to meet like-minded people, and I really love that. Mm-hmm. A lot of girls always ask me, like, oh, you travel so much, aren't you scared of, like, being lonely? And I'm like, no, I just reach out to people on Instagram, like, hey, do you want to get a coffee?
Yeah. I do the same, actually. Yeah, even if I'm in New York, I just reach girls and say, okay, let's hang out.
Yeah, same, me too. And sometimes people are like, aren't they going to think that's weird? And I'm like, no. And if they do, they won't
if
answer.
They do, just don't answer or say no. And that's all. Okay, next.
Exactly. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm Irene. I'm 30 years old. I'm a health coach. I actually got my certificate in 2020 during the pandemic because I lost my job. Well, my job contract ended. Yeah. And I didn't find anything at that time. It was like really hard to find another job. I didn't like get into any interviews or anything. And I was like, okay, how can I spend this time that we're like stuck at home, doing something that I like and then I enjoy, and maybe learning something new that I can use in the near future somehow. And I found someone on the internet, on Instagram actually, that was a health coach, and I didn't know what a health coach was at that time. So I started to look at it and look for new certifications, courses, whatever. Like, how can I be a health coach? And I found this online school in Australia that you can get this certificate at your own pace. Mm-hmm. It's like it works by models. I'm explaining this because there's many people interested in it.
Yes.
A lot of girls ask me, like, how did you get your certificate and how does it work and whatever. So I like this really a lot because it works by models and you pay by models, and then if you don't want to continue with the course, you can stop paying the models.
That's really interesting.
And you learn something, and that's all.
Yeah.
But then I got my certificate and started posting on social media about it. And at first, like, with I really didn't know my real intention with that. Yeah. Like, I just want to let people know. Maybe I end up working, like, this end up being my work. Sorry if my English doesn't.
No, it's great. It's great.
But I really didn't know. Like,
are you going to do something with it?
I really didn't know if this was going to be my future, or I was going to find another job, or what's going on. So I started posting about health coaching and how can I help you, but my message was so general. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't specific. I didn't have a niche. Yeah. And I also was scared to be vulnerable and show my emotions, and I was super scared of speaking to the camera. Like, I don't consider myself shy, but reserved. Yeah. So speaking to the camera, speaking of stories, doing live, like, this was scary. Was terrifying. Like, I was sweating, recording like 40 times before posting something. Yeah.
So who did you discover was your audience then? Like, who is the girl or the woman or the man that you're trying to help?
I started posting relationship with food and relationship with your body and these things, because I suffered from orthorexia years ago. That's all the reason why I started health coaching.
Can you explain maybe to the people at home if you don't know what orthorexia is?
Orthorexia is like an obsession about being healthy that gets unhealthy. Like, you get so obsessed, you want to control everything you eat. It's all about calories, macros. You only see food as numbers, and then you get a lot of guilt, fear, and I don't know. You are so hard on yourself for everything you do that it's out of diet culture. Yeah. And
it's a fine line, right? Because I'm sure we're similar. We both love being healthy.
Exactly.
But if you never eat a cookie, or if you do eat something and you feel so guilty about it,
it's not healthy anymore.
It's not healthy anymore.
Right.
Yeah. There needs to be some space for balance. Joy, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
balance. Yeah.
And everyone's visions of balance. It's different.
Yeah.
And we don't need to have the same.
Yeah.
I can eat 4 cookies a week. You can eat 1.
Yeah. But I eat a whole pack.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's different.
Yeah, that's healthy too. And maybe,
but it's a fine line, because my family sometimes says, because I mean, I come from a family that's pretty healthy-ish, but I'm definitely the one that's like very interested since I was little already. Like, okay, I want to eat vegetables. I want to make sure I eat stuff that makes me feel energized and good. Luckily, I've never really dealt with any body image issues or disordered eating. I've been really lucky in that regard. But my family will say, like, why are you... First, I became vegetarian.
Sorry if I interrupt you. You've really been lucky, but it should be this way.
Yeah, it should. Yeah,
we shouldn't feel bad about what we eat, how much we eat. We shouldn't feel guilt about food, and that's so good that you didn't experience that, because that's how it should be for everyone.
Right? Yeah, and I've been trying recently to think, like, why? Because I know a lot of health coaches, they start with anorexia or orthorexia, and that's why they come into the space. So I'm wondering, like, is it because of my parents and how I was raised, maybe, that I didn't have the issues, or just because I am I just love food, I love eating, but I also love working out and all these things. But it is for the outside world, like my family would say, like, why are you eating so healthy? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? They didn't understand that it could also just be because you want to fuel your body and you want to get stronger.
Like, I enjoy it. I like it.
And I love that I can have that balance of being like, oh yeah, I'm going to eat the entire pack of cookies one night, and then the next day be like, now I'm going to just have a really yummy salad and work out and not feel guilty about it at all.
Exactly.
But it's, for the outside world, if they're not working on health at all, it can quickly seem like orthorexia. My family was like, all right, do you have orthorexia? I'm like, no, I love eating. Give me food now and it's fine. But it is a fine line. So I can imagine then with like people that are like, oh, I'm vegan and I'm vegan and I'm gluten-free. So that's already a fine line, because that can quickly run into, oh, but that's an excuse.
Exactly.
Or like I'm hiding under these labels. But also
I feel there's a lot of people who
hide behind the labels. So I always say I'm as vegan as possible, I'm as gluten-free as possible, but sometimes I'll have eggs, sometimes I'll have...
That resonates with my message, because I believe in intuitive eating. Yeah. And it can be so different, intuitive eating, from one person to the other. Yeah. And being intuitive means you can be vegan, as vegan as possible, as you said. One day and the other day have eggs or whatever. Because, like, you don't have to eat the same every day, like the same way, the same type of diet. The same schedule, the same amount of food. Yeah. Like it can be different every day. Exactly. Because your body
needs different things in different times. Yeah.
And like emotions get in the way, or maybe you didn't sleep that well. Yeah. Maybe it's hormones. Yeah. There's a lot of things that change. Not change, but change your
it fluctuates,
your hunger cues, your society cues, and so everything's changing every day. You have to behave the same. Yeah. Eat the same.
I totally hijacked your answer though. So you did have orthorexia when you were younger, and then how did you get out of that? And how did you?
So I got to a point where I realized that living like this, like, it wasn't worth it.
When did you know you had a problem, quote unquote? When did you know it was too intense or too much, or did you realize it?
Yeah, it was years before, like, I got out of it. Like, I realized, like, it's something's wrong, because I see people that eat whatever they want and they don't feel guilty. I see people that eat, like, lots of foods I am not allowing myself to eat, and nothing's happening. And like I realized years before I got out, like, something's not normal. Like, my relationship with food is not normal, but I didn't realize it was that bad. Yeah. So then years after, because I got into orthorexia because I saw these influencers on Instagram, these fitness influencers, mostly girls that compete on fitness industry. So I thought that was being healthy. Yeah. I thought restricting, dieting, doing cardio all the time, that was being healthy.
And in reality, it puts so much stress on your body,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
And it can really get to a point which is like one of the unhealthiest ways of living.
Yeah. I think for those girls that do that, the competition, if they do it, it should be like for a very short amount of time, like right before the competition.
But then they get so trapped that they go to like one competition to another, and then when they end the competition, they don't know how to live like normal, quote unquote.
And their bodies are completely out of whack.
Exactly,
as well. Like,
exactly. Their body fat percentage is so low that they don't have their period. They are depressed.
Yeah, the immunity goes
down.
If they
gain the weight like to a normal weight, they get body image issues because they don't see themselves like.
It's such a fine line because I can understand like having a goal, doing the competition, but it's a dangerous slippery slope, I think.
And it gets so controlling and obsessive because you have to count every calorie, every macro. You have to do this time of cardio. You have to work out this way, these days a week. Like everything is so numbers. And what about what my body needs? What about what I want?
Yeah, and what about living? Like,
exactly, because then you don't have other life than doing this.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, not to judge anyone who's maybe doing these types of competitions, but then also what's the why? Like, what is really the root reason that they sign up for this?
Right.
Like, because also, you know, is it for the aesthetic goal? Is it really to be? I don't know. It's a rough.
Right. And I'm not criticizing, like you do you and you do whatever you want, but I don't see that as healthy, and I don't think it's worth it. Yeah. I don't think it's worth it going to bed every night hungry.
No. Oh my God.
I don't see it. Right. That was one of the things helped me realize I'm not eating enough. Like I'm going.
'Cause you were hungry.
Yeah, hungry all the time. All day. Thinking about food, about how it's when's the next time I can eat. Yeah, like every single hour of the day, like watching the clock.
Oh, that's when you realize.
Like this is not normal. Like I feel hungry all the time. I cannot focus on anything else. Like food is my main thought all day, or exercise. Yeah, or how can I compensate what I eat? Mm-hmm. And like it was like feeling worry and guilt and fear all the time as well. Oh, so
you realized that pretty early on. That
exactly. So then I got to a point where I started seeing these other like kind of fitness influencers on Instagram that were the opposite. Like I'm eating everything I want. There's no restricted type of food or individual food. I'm working out because I like it, not because I want to be skinny, tiny, and lose weight. And I thought, okay, if there's people that are living like this, why I'm not allowing myself to live like this? Why I have to feel guilty all the time? Why I have to restrict all the time? Why I have to have limited amounts of food, restricted types of food or ingredients. Like not using even olive oil to cook. Like stupid things. But why do I have to live like this if there's another way? Yeah. And then I said, okay, I don't want to live like this anymore.
Stop.
Yeah. Like from now on, like I'm nourishing myself. I'm giving it, and I started to increase my food intake. Yeah. And not being so hard on myself about what am I eating, how much. It's really, really complicated, especially at the beginning, because you still have these beliefs and diet culture things on your head that's
so ingrained.
They're telling you like this is wrong. You're doing this wrong. You're gonna get fat, etc. So you get this on your head all the time, and you have to fight these thoughts. Yeah.
Really reframing and
exactly. It's like just finding yourself again. Yeah.
And did you do it all by yourself? Or
yes.
Did you? Yeah. Because I think also it would be if anyone at home is like hearing this, it could be also really helpful to
at that
a therapist or an expert.
At that time, there weren't health coaches. Out there. Yeah. I didn't know there was someone that could help me with this.
Yeah.
And now I really
now you know. Yeah.
Now I know because
you're the one.
Yeah, I am the one, and I see other accounts that do the same. So I'm really happy. Like things are changing, and there's like more help. For people. But at that time, I didn't know there was someone that could help me with this. So I said, okay, let's help myself.
Yeah.
And it's really getting to know you again, and getting to know what do you want, what do you need, and what do you desire, and giving you permission to have these things, and honoring your hunger cues, and resting, and having fun, enjoying, accepting. One of the things I usually did is canceling plans with friends because I didn't want to eat or drink out. And one of the things I appreciate nowadays, and I enjoy more nowadays, it's accepting plans and going out and trying new restaurants and cafes and trying foods and drinks. And one of
enjoying your life.
Enjoying. And no guilt, no cardio after.
Well, I'm really glad for you that you're here now. What a journey. And I think quite often people think when they hear health coach or nutritionist or dietitian that they think like, oh, it's to lose weight, it's to be stricter, it's to be this. But in reality, it can mean so much more. It can indeed mean to build up that relationship with food in a positive way again. So it's kind of like we used to think about therapy like, oh, you only go to therapy if you're crazy, 20, 30 years ago, that's what people thought. But like, no, you can feel great and therapy will still help you. And, so are your clients mostly then girls struggling with body image issues like this?
Right now I'm transitioning into social media coaching as well. So I recently launched a program for other girls that want to be health coaches, actually, and want to start their social media account and blah blah blah. But mostly girls that are struggling with their relationship with food and their body and themselves, because it's everything's related. Right?
It's all interconnected. Is there like one? If someone's listening at home right now and they're like, oh, actually, that kind of sounds like me. I'm always thinking about food. I'm a little worried about it. I feel guilty. Is there something you can, I know it's hard without you need actual coaching, of course, but is there like a little tiny tip that you can tell them that they could start applying today, maybe to kind of get out of that guilt loop?
Wow, that's hard.
Or how they can practice being aware of it, maybe. And instead of staying trapped in the guilt, that they can take a step back and realize like, oh.
I would say start listening more to yourself, because your body is constantly telling you what's happening, what's going on, what do you need. And we are so
we're so out of touch with it, maybe?
We don't really connect with our bodies enough and listen to our bodies enough. So we are constantly listening to diet culture or to others' opinions, to other thoughts, to what we read on Instagram and social media.
You should eat this at that time with this recipe.
Instead of finding our own way that works, that is sustainable, and that is realistic. So listen to yourself more. If you want to have breakfast at 9, it's fine. At 10, it's fine. At 1 p.m., whatever. It works for you, and you're not hungry all the time, and you don't spend like many hours without to one meal to the other. And what else? I don't know,
I love that tip already, though, because it's true. Like, I think we don't know how to listen, and sometimes maybe some people don't know if they can trust that voice in that body.
That's another thing. We don't usually listen to ourselves, because our bodies are constantly sending signals, like signs. And if we listen, if we are cold or hot, or maybe if you're if you want to go, if you're sleepy, or maybe if you want to go to the bathroom. But what happens with hunger?
That's such a good.
It's like nah. I'm not listening to that.
I'm not hungry. But your body is hungry.
I can wait. What's going on? So listen more to these signs.
The cues.
The cues. and
trust them.
And
They're
trust
there
them
for a reason.
Yeah, because that you are having these cues for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's your body, not your friends, your sisters, whoever.
Yeah.
Like, you're not the same. You don't have to eat the same as other people. So don't compare to others. Just listen to yourself. You have to have your own schedule, your own. You have to decide how much do you want to eat.
Yeah.
What do you want to eat in that specific moment? Not depending on what you had for breakfast or what you're eating for lunch or what you're gonna eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be more conscious on that specific moment. What do you need and want on that specific moment? And like, how do you want to feel after that meal, for example?
Yeah.
How many hours do you want to feel filled and satisfied? Because that's something when we decide what do we want to eat when we're like struggling with this, it's like, how can I like take this out and make it like more light, low calorie, take out carbs, take out fats. No,
what can we add to make ourselves feel
like,
good? Yeah.
Exactly. How can you give yourself more, nourish your body more, satisfy yourself for more hours, so you don't have to be thinking about food half an hour later you've eaten. So I would say that, like, listen to yourself more and trust yourself, trust your body more.
Yeah. And I think for people that are afraid, like, the more you practice it, the better you'll get at it.
Exactly.
And then when you think like, oh, maybe I want this, but then you eat it, and then you'll start feeling like, oh, actually, no, next time I felt a little nauseous after that, or I ate too much or too little, or
exactly.
Just have to observe, be aware. Yeah.
You cannot doing it wrong. You just have to learn when some things like, oh, this is not the end result I wanted. Okay, I can learn for next time.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say something about what you said.
Maybe it'll come back later.
Yeah. But yeah,
I love that. Okay, so at home, remember, trust, listen, learn, make mistakes, and try it again.
Exactly.
Yeah, and finding joy, I think, in food and living. I always say, like, you only live once, like, at least in this body, in this form and shape.
If you don't enjoy,
you come back as a dog, who knows?
Maybe.
But this is it. Like, it doesn't always have to be strict. And yeah, because I feel like so many girls, like you said, when you're in that spiral of orthorexia or anorexia, it's all you think about. The next meal. How much did I eat? Looking back, counting, blah, blah. Imagine how much energy is wasted with that. And imagine what you could be doing with that energy in your career, in your relationships, in your personal life. Like,
It's really exhausting.
Yeah.
Would be the word. Yeah. It's really exhausting. And you're actually exhausted all the time. Yeah. And you don't know why. And life gets so hard and difficult, and like nothing makes sense. Nothing makes you happy. Yeah. You're the stricter you are, and the more like limiting and restrictive, restrictive, and it's like it draining. Only gets worse.
Yeah.
You're not happy.
No.
And I remember when I was at my lowest weight, I never get to a point, a really bad point. Like I never looked like, when you look at someone that's super skinny and you worry.
Of course,
even you know her.
Yeah.
But I never got to this point, but I got like skinnier than I am. And I am a petite person, so like I don't think anyone worried. Because it's something you have on the inside. Yeah. You're suffering on the inside. Yeah. And of course, I weighted less and I had a lower body fat percentage, but anyone knew.
Yeah. Sometimes people don't know by looking at you on the outside what's going on inside, right?
And when I got to this point, I was the unhappiest I've been in my life. Because, I wasn't living.
Yeah.
And that's the worst you can do, because years pass and that you don't
get that time back.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is something in your own, I always love to talk about a wellness toolbox, like things that it's different for everyone, because some people love meditation, working out, other people love to travel or hike or hang out with friends. So like everyone has different things in their wellness toolbox that they know, like, okay, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm going to grab this out of my box. If I'm feeling stressed, I'll do this. Blah, 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 blah. All those kind of things. what is something for you that works for you that you know, like, oh, this is a little thing in my toolbox that I do every day or weekly, or when I'm starting to feel like, ooh, I'm getting a little stressed. Something for you personally that works well.
Well, we talked about this the other day.
Yeah.
I've tried meditation. It doesn't work for me. I've tried journaling, and I find it so hard to. It's not that I don't like it, but I find it so hard to implement it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That I only use it like
once in a while.
Yeah, in specific moments. I like really need to. Like I need to write something down and like let it go. I prefer tapping. That's the thing I explained. I prefer tapping. Helps me, and because I feel I am a really nervous person, and I feel agitated like most of days, I need to calm myself down, and tapping is one of the easiest ways to do it, like in that specific moment, and it's easy and you can do it anywhere, and I feel like that would be one of my main tools. But then I love getting a coffee with a friend, like that's so like renewing. I don't know.
It's like a reset, like getting out of your own head, talking with a friend, having that little ritual of like drinking coffee.
This like intense conversation always, like and I enjoy coffee. I enjoy going to coffee shops, so that's one thing that I really enjoy and like gets me out of my head. And also working out, but maybe going to the gym, maybe going to classes. It doesn't have to be always the same, and it doesn't have to be for an hour. It can be 20 minutes, but doing something that I like, just get focused on myself and working my body and connecting with myself and moving because
it's so healing, right?
We don't realize how moving can help you, and if you're a person who works sort of in front of the computer, or you are a lot of hours
in the car all day,
sitting
or behind your laptop,
just move and get out. Just walk. If you have a dog, walk the dog. I don't know, but get out of your home and just move. Maybe even if you go to the supermarket or interact with someone, these small interactions with people, that helps a lot.
That's so true.
I read it somewhere, and I don't remember the exact explanation, but it really helps like your mind and your emotions, and it's like these easy, quick interactions with random interaction with people.
I recently heard it as well. Right? Apparently it's so important, and we don't do it because we're on our phone, we have our earbuds in, but like just saying hi and having eye contact with the post mail delivery person or the bakery or whatever, like walking by someone on the street, because it reminds you like, I'm not alone in this world. We're all here, right?
And just you're in that moment, you're being nice to another person you don't even know. But it's this easy, kind interaction. That helps. And I don't know, something that some people say it's, I don't know if the word is bad, but you, watching Netflix at the end of the day. Like it distracts me, and it's like I just
logging off. Maybe
I could journal or do other things or meditate.
You don't have to.
It's my way of meditating. Like it's my way of not thinking on work or what do I have to do next.
It's the way of shutting off the brain for a second.
Exactly. That's the word.
I'm the same. I'm obsessed with like watching TV shows, but I always feel like I notice when I go like like
too much,
then I know that for me that's also a signal that something's going on in my life that I'm ignoring or numbing or whatever. Because then I'll be like until 2 a.m. and but just like one episode,
and then that's not healthy
anymore.
Good. I just told my boyfriend that I need to like stop, like, because I start watching Netflix and it's like 2 hours. And okay, that's not what I want to do. That's another thing. What do you want to do or not what to do? Not what you should be doing. You shouldn't be doing this, because we're so hard on ourselves on what other people say it's the way you have to.
It's like with these rituals and routines, like everyone has a morning routine and the evening routine. And I think in the beginning, when you're building up habits and healthy quote unquote habits, it can be interesting to have a little bit of structure. But I think the goal ultimately is to be able to do it intuitively. And you do that. I have been doing it long enough as well that I can wake up and really listen and feel like, okay, what do I want to do today? Do I want to do a workout? Do I want to go for a walk? Do I want to have a smoothie? Do I want to... And So I think that's the goal, not to have like, I have to do this and this and this.
Exactly. Like super strict routine.
Because then you're again in this kind of, you're not listening to your body.
You're like forcing yourself to follow these rules.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to be spending 2 hours before I go to bed watching Netflix. So I just told him I need to like just watch Netflix for a bit and then go to bed earlier, have a night routine that helps me relax and helps me shut down, slow down, and then waking up refreshed and waking up earlier and happy. Because then that's a kind of a reward for the next day.
Yeah.
And
our nights have so much effect on our mornings. Exactly. Our mornings have effects on the rest of the day. It's all connected.
And we sometimes focus on like I have to take these supplement or drink this in the morning or do the and there's some other basic things like this that help more than other
all those things
trendy.
are like the trendy things are like cherries on top and can be a good addition, but you have to have the basics, right? The sleep, the nutrition, the rest, all that kind of stuff. Oh my god, I love this conversation so much. One quick thing for the people back home, if you don't know what tapping is, it's like EFT, emotional freedom technique.
I'm not really an expert, but it's like acupressure points where you tap with your fingers. And it's like maybe in the there are videos out there.
I actually have some on my platform. I'll put a free link below in the show notes because I did a certificate for it, and I love it as well. It's such a good way for people who don't like meditating to still be able to do it because you're kind of your body is moving, so it helps you to stay focused a little better. So I'll put a free link down below.
And I think it helps you like connect with your body more because you're touching yourself in different places, like your chest, your head, your face, your hands. So it helps you like touch yourself and feel yourself and that's
really
comforting.
Drop into your own body, right? Yeah. This was such a nice conversation, Irene. I'm so happy. Let's get coffee again before I leave Barcelona. But where can people find you and follow you and
Everywhere. I'm on Instagram and TikTok, Irene Macule.
Also put it in the show notes.
And then YouTube, and I have a podcast which is called Intuitivamente Auténtica. It's mostly in Spanish, but I have some episodes in English, and I probably have more in the future. So I'm happy to see you like on every account.
Go follow Irene, guys. Give her some love, and if you like this episode, don't forget to let us know in the comments or tag us on Instagram or wherever. And if you have any questions for Irene or for me, don't hesitate to just reach out and ask us. As you know, we like grabbing coffee with strangers in different countries.
Just shoot me a DM and I'm happy.
There you go. All right, thank you so much, Irene.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And see you soon. Bye, guys at home. Bye.
Bye.